8-time NBA All-Star, 5 times rebound champion, 2-time block champion, and 5-time first-team All-NBA player, not to mention a slam dunk contest winner. Dwight Howard is up for debate today by myself, Jacob, and Deshaun. We are talking about if he belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Deshaun, I'm going to let you start on this one.
I think you just described a Hall of Famer to me. I think that,
and I didn't even go over all the accolades.
Yeah, that sounds in itself like a Hall of Fame resume. No, but Dwight Howard,
he's also a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He won it 3 years in a row.
Yep.
And also the 5 All-NBA first teams were 5 in a row.
Yep. I don't know about you, that's Hall of Fame. I mean, a lot of people make it really hard on Dwight and say, he might not be a Hall of Famer because of what the back half of his career has entailed, but he's still been very, very solid.
He's been serviceable. The back end of his career has been a little underrated, I think.
He hasn't been, obviously, to the Defensive Player of the Year standard, but that's just because the league has gone in a different way where, the bigs have to shoot threes and have to stay in the perimeter, and he's more of a paint protector, rim protector. So that's why a lot of people don't really think Dwight may get there. But just defensively, 3 times in a row, you're Defensive Player of the Year. He got 2 finals. He really grinded out there. He's all-star starter.
It's very rare that, I know the Orlando Magic team that got to the NBA final was there's a lot of good pieces on there, but it's very rare that your center leads you
to he's your best player.
An NBA final.
Yeah.
Very rare. And he was so good that he was able to do so. He was able to be a Defensive Player of the Year while averaging 23 points one year.
Yeah, no.
Ridiculous stats. And also, not to mention the 14 rebounds a game and over 2 blocks a game. Well over 2 blocks. Almost 3 blocks a game at the height of his career.
No, I agree. Dwight Howard, for me, early 2000s, just watching him, later 2000s, just the whole decade, he really was just dominant. I think that's why he kind of took the Superman name from Shaq.
Ooh, did he take it from Shaq?
I feel like he took it from Shaq. I mean, Shaq didn't dominate closer to the end of the 2000s, the twilight of his career. Dwight Howard was in the prime of his career.
Who is Superman?
Sorry. Right now, Superman is Giannis. That's easy. Giannis.
No.
Yeah.
Dwight or Shaq?
If you're asking me from before, Superman's obviously Shaq.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Dwight Howard really gets a spot in there, but he did.
He earned a nickname.
Yeah, he did.
For a while.
Yeah, he did earn it for a little while. So
especially with that dunk contest performance.
Yeah. So I'll give it to him there. But no, Dwight Howard, he was the best center in the league in his prime. And he did it for multiple years, and he had winning be a big part of it. He's going against LeBron what it felt like every year in the playoffs. The big 3 with the Celtics he's going against. He really dragged his Orlando Magic team, and he's the center.
Yeah, by the way, that Orlando Magic team fitted with Hito Turkoglu, Jameer Nelson, Rashard Lewis, just to name a couple of guys he was yanking through towards the NBA Finals.
Man, basketball 10 years ago was awful. There were not a lot of talented players compared to now. I felt like everyone just had to drag a bad team to the finals. The Detroit Pistons getting to the finals and winning the finals. Yeah, they had great defense, but man, those guys, a lot of them are not Hall of Famers. It blows my mind. LeBron dragged a whole bunch of scrubs to the finals. AI grabbed a whole bunch of scrubs to the finals.
Yeah, that team was literally scrubs.
Yeah, there were a lot of
it was an old ass Mutombo and scrubs in that series.
So there were a lot of very questionable rosters that end up being in the finals or going and having a lot of success.
Well, it's before super teams. It's before super teams.
No, I 100% agree. But no, for me, it's no doubt he's
yeah. I make the case that Ben Wallace should be in the Hall of Fame. I make the case for that. Dwight Howard was putting up Ben Wallace defensive numbers while averaging 20 points per game. So there's all you need to know, from my opinion. I think Ben Wallace is a case. Dwight Howard is a shoo-in for the All Hall of Fame. His Hall of Fame probability is a 99% right now. I 100% agree with that. This guy belongs in the Hall. Like, a big man as dominant as this guy is very seldom seen, especially in today's NBA. This might be one of the last truly great bigs in the NBA for a long time. And I think the game kind of moved away from his style of play. I think he's kind of unfortunate to have played in the era that he did, because I think that he entered his prime as the narrative and nuances and how basketball teams played slowly shifted away from big centric and started turning into perimeter. And that disaster season with the Lakers kind of was the start of the downfall for Dwight Howard. But his prime in Orlando, oh my goodness, that's a Hall of Fame player, right?
That alone is a Hall of Fame career right there. So.
I think there's not much debate for this one, so we'll end it there. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Amateur Hour Sports Podcast. We post every single day. You can let us know what you think about Dwight Howard's Hall of Fame candidacy on Twitter and Instagram at MHRPDC. You can also do so in the comments on YouTube. Like I said, we post every single day, so subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, however you listen to the show, and we will see you tomorrow for another episode.